So, Mitch missing practice for the best possible reason. Like, what was your perspective on how he handled Baby Watch during that first round series?
No, it's exciting for sure. Super happy for him and Steph. Obviously a big moment in his life. So, hopefully he gets some rest here and enjoys the day with her and their families. And we're looking forward to getting them back tomorrow.
When was the last time you spoke to someone on the Panthers?
Probably last time we played them, I think. I just saw some of them. After that game, just in the hallway.
Who are you still closest with down there?
Definitely Chucky, Reinhardt. Obviously, he gave me my cat, so he fostered her for a little bit. But Ekblad, I was pretty much close with a lot of guys there. They had a pretty tight-knit group, and obviously you play and you achieve the things that we did. You tend to stay in touch.
What's the story behind the cat? Yeah.
He was just walking one night, and he I guess the cat followed him, and him and his wife home, and they were looking for a family, and my wife and I just decided it would be best to take it in, and the rest is history. So Sonny.
Tabby?
I think it's just a tabby. Yeah.
Were you a cat guy before?
I grew up with cats and dogs and animals, so just love animals.
What do you respect about Sam on the ice?
Just his two-way, obviously. His two-way play is, guy who scores a lot of goals, and he's obviously up for the Selke this year. So, it's, someone that we're going to have to keep an eye on. He's very dangerous in the middle of the ice and on the power play, so he's someone when he's on the ice, you just have to be aware of where he's at.
And in a playoff series, what's it going to be like for you to face off against Sergei Bobrovsky out there on the other end?
It's going to be exciting. I think, you're in the second round. It doesn't matter who you face. It's, you're going to want to go out there and you're going to want to try to outdo them and, hope for some goalie battles. I mean, at the end of the day, it's about just making one more stop than the other guy. So, I'm just going to go out there, work hard, have fun, and, just enjoy this moment in this round with my teammates.
Bobby told us yesterday that you guys chatted a little bit leaving the rink about Florida and what you learned about it. What have you told your teammates about Florida Panthers heading into the series?
Just kind of what to expect, in their mentality. I mean, obviously, with cameras and video today, you can kind of watch as much film as you want. So just try to give them, a little bit of insight on, kind of how their minds work. And, we know it's obviously going to be a tough series. So, just trying to get the guys ready for that.
How do you, we're going to get right here real quick, obviously, how do you handle the physical pressure we're going to put on top of each other?
Just try to find the puck, battle through them, and, just try to locate it and make the save. I mean, our defensemen did a great job last series kind of clearing traffic out, so it's kind of just up to me to make that initial save, try to control it as best as I can, and, when I didn't, they were there, to clear the rebounds out in front. So we obviously know it's going to be a tough challenge for us, but we're excited for it, and we're going to be ready.
You feel like you're ready for Kachuk's bag of tricks, just having played him and knowing him well?
I mean, you saw one Kachuk in round one, and you get another one in round two. So, obviously I'm a little familiar with him, having played with him last year. So, but it's going to be a good battle. Like I said, he's a hard worker. He likes to get in the crease and around the paint, and it's kind of where his office is. So, you're going to want to be aware when he's on the ice, and he's trying to locate him, and, he's trying to stop the puck.
As a goalie in Game 6, when you have that big block like today, what goes through your mind?
Just a lot of respect. I mean, he's someone who, we brought over for this exact reason, and for him just to kind of go out there, lay his body on the line, and kind of seal the deal for us in that series. It's huge, and we're gonna need everyone to do that this series. It's gonna have to be from line 1 to line 4, deep pairing 1 to deep pairing 3. So, that's what it's gonna take, and it's moments like that potentially swing a series. So, I think the selflessness on his part was huge, and obviously, the rest is history.
Did Allmark have a message for you? It looked like you guys shared a moment in the handshake.
Just a little mutual respect. Obviously, it was a great battle with him, and having played him a couple times over the years, you obviously respect his game, and he's a hell of a goalie. So I enjoyed the battle with him.
You're a pretty confident guy, just best at times, but I'm wondering what it does for you to outdo a Vezina winner in your first kind of playoff series as a starter. Like, what sort of feeling does that leave you with as you get ready for the next challenge?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's just about winning the series. So it doesn't matter if it's Vezina winner, Hall of Famer, or guy making his first start down the other end. It's your job to go out there and stop the puck and just be ready night in and night out.
What's it going to take to outduel Bob Bobrovsky based on what you?
I mean, just go out there and kind of just do what we did in round one. I really liked the way we played, and the guys really made me feel comfortable back there. So I'm just going to continue to battle, and we just got to get to the net on him, and just kind of win the battle in the trenches. In front of our net and in front of their net.
How much do you expect people in your face, in the crease, maybe behind you? Much more so than in the last round.
No, I think Ottawa was kind of a good kind of little jump start for us to lead into Florida. So they kind of play a little similar systems, that tough, rugged style. So I think going forward, it was a nice to kind of get a little bit of a warm up in, and now we're going to have to go out there and they're obviously king of the castles, haven't won the Stanley Cup last year. So we're going to want to go out there and work hard and battle.
You mentioned it's a little stressful going through the playoffs, being on baby watch. What was your perspective on how Mitch navigated everything?
Yeah, everything seems to be going really well. So obviously we're all happy for him. It's very exciting for him, his family, and yeah.
What's your sense of the group going into the second round? Do you notice any differences this year versus a couple years ago when you finally got over that hump?
I don't know. I feel like we're prepared. We're ready to go. Obviously, there's a lot of excitement going into it. I think it's been nice for us as a group to just have a bit of a reset the last couple of days and take what you need. And leading into this, just feel like we're a prepared group. We're ready to go, and we know that the challenge that lies ahead, and it's just taking it one step at a time.
What's it like to go from having some room during the season to not much room maybe in the first round of the playoffs, and now you're not going to have a lot of room to play that kind of hockey?
Well, I think we're prepared to play whatever kind of game it takes. I think we've proven that throughout the season. We've proven that last series. I think that's the nature of playoff hockey, is there's not a lot of space out there, and just being patient in our game and doing the right things, to just neutralize kind of both sides. There's going to be a lot of stuff, a lot of shifts where you go out there. There's not really going to be a whole lot going on. It's just staying patient, continue to outwork the other team, the opponent, and just to work for those opportunities. And when you get them, be able to capitalize on them.
Auston, the other day, Craig said some really nice things about you after the Game 6 win. I wonder if you've thought about how you might have changed or grown as a player because of Berube.
I think it's a difficult question to answer right now, and I really enjoyed playing for him. I think very highly of him. I think he's a great coach. Obviously, just the way he communicates with everybody, and from guys on the team to staff to everybody in the room. I think he just has a presence about him, and have a lot of respect for him. And I think everybody's being able to pick stuff up and improve in different areas, whether it's on the ice, off the ice, leadership roles, stuff like that. I think he really challenges guys to improve, and it's been a really good process.
Auston, did you talk to any of the 3 former Florida guys ahead of this series about their takeaways from being on that team last year?
Yeah, it's good to have those guys' perspective. Obviously, them being on that team last year that won and being close, I'm sure, with a lot of those guys. So I think it's always good to get their perspective on things, things that we can be aware of, things that we can assert ourselves in, and stuff like that.
There's the game between the game. Games in the game, certainly there's guys that could try to bend it or Sean the guys that like to push the envelope or hold the line.
Yeah, just staying focused. Not getting out. Keeping it between the whistles. It's going to be a fast, physical series. I think. When you're really going up against guys like that play with the net and stuff, I think just, staying focused. You're going to have to compete out there. It's, there's going to be a lot of stuff going on after whistles. I think just staying focused, not crossing the line in different ways. And, a lot of instances, and at least in our series in Ottawa, a lot of times they're just taking one. So I think for us, being disciplined is going to be a big part of the series.
Block from Scott at the end of the game. He's really settled in. What have you seen from him? As he sort of navigated this change to the city and his team?
Yeah. I thought he fit in right away. Like I said, when he kind of arrived, a lot of us have known him for a little while. I've, ran into him and stuff like that. So I had a good idea of, the kind of person and player that he is and what he brings to our team. And I think just as time, went on since he got traded, he just got more and more comfortable. I think he settled into his game, and he's a guy that he knows his role. He's not, trying to be somebody he's not. He plays his role to a T, and he's obviously very effective at that.
In your years going up against Barkov, what have you found to be the biggest challenge?
He's big, he's strong, he's good in the face-off circle. probably the best two-way player, two-way center, at least in the league, in my opinion. And offensively, he's extremely skilled and talented as well as defensively. So it's always a challenge going up against guys like that. Like I kind of said earlier, you got to stay patient with our game and just continue to compete out there and work for your chances. You got to fight for every inch.
I know you know Matthews Kachuk before, but what was it like playing with him as a teammate in Four Nations, and what maybe something that you learned about him maybe you didn't know before?
I played with him in junior. I feel like I know him, pretty well. I got a lot of respect for him. I've known the family a long time too, and I think that experience, like I said then, it was an amazing experience to go through that and have the opportunity to represent the U.S. again and play with a lot of guys that you played with maybe in junior or World Juniors, World Championships growing up a little bit, and then also getting the opportunity to play with new guys. So, that experience as a whole was great, and it was nice to be on the same team for a couple weeks. Obviously, it's different now, but yeah.
Expect to see Fours win. You expect to see Fours win on just about every shift.
As a player, when you see Lawton block that shot so late in the game, what goes through your mind and just the mentality that the game has?
Well, I just think the willingness to just put it all on the line. Obviously, closing seconds of the game to just put the body on the line there, block a shot, and make a play. It's huge, and that's kind of what it all is about, right? It's guys sacrificing, doing what they can for the team's success, and like I was kind of talking about him earlier, that's just the kind of person that he is. He's all about the team. He's all about the guys in this room, and he's going to do whatever it takes to help, whether it's blocking a shot or taking a hit or giving a hit or whatever that is.
Auston, pretty massive opportunity for Anthony to face off against his former team when he was mostly back up in Florida. What have you learned about him as a goaltender throughout the season you're in the playoffs?
He's ultra competitive. I think a guy that when the opportunity arises wants to go out and take it, and he's a gamer. So obviously we've got a ton of confidence in him, just the way that he's played for us throughout the season, throughout last series. He's a guy that you want on your team because he's going to give it all he's got out there every game.
Any advice for a new dad?
I think just to enjoy it. It's really special, obviously. Gives you tremendous perspective and meaning to life and see things really, really differently. So anyone becoming a parent, becoming a father, it's pretty remarkable. So I think for him, obviously been probably real emotional, and just to try to soak it all in. It's really, really special. So really happy for Mitchie and his wife and his family. So really, really special.
What did you notice about him during the first round? He can't be easy to be on baby watch, and you can relate during the playoffs.
Yeah, I thought he was great. Almost takes your mind away from it a little bit, but certainly, wondering when it's going to come, when it's going to happen. So, but he did a good job of just focusing on playing and worrying about what he could, and knowing when the times come, it'll all work out, which it did. So, just really happy for him.
What do you guys take away from the series 2 years ago against Florida, and just the level needed and the need to reset after an emotional round 1 victory?
Yeah, no doubt. It's obviously really exciting when you start the playoffs and the challenge of the first round, and then overcoming that hurdle, and then obviously, like you're saying, having to regroup, refocus, and knowing how fast things get going again. The intensity, obviously, the meaning of each and every game, and how important each play is, and they've obviously developed a tremendous identity and pedigree that they've had a lot of success with. A couple games, maybe didn't handle certain moments as well, and it's amazing how quickly you can be on the wrong side of it, even with a good effort. So just the challenge they present, obviously, defending champs, and knowing how hard they come at you, how hard they pressure, obviously the skill and depth that they have. So it's obviously going to be a heck of a test, and we're excited about it. Should be a hell of a series.
What did you like about the feel with Pacioretty on your line? Obviously, you guys had a lot of reps earlier in the year, but getting him back there for Game 6.
Oh, it was good. I think Patch wants to go in and use his strength and his type of power he brings, the physicality, and obviously you saw in the winner the type of goal scorer he is, the shot, the release, how to get open, how to find good ice, especially in the middle of the ice, which is hard to do. And yeah, it felt pretty good, especially in a big game like that, and hadn't played together in a little while, but they've had some success. I thought as the night went on, things got better and better.
Is there anything you can do to prepare for a team that you know is going to play a mean game and you know you're not going to have a lot of room?
Yeah, I think just embracing that challenge of knowing you're going to have to play through contact, play through pressure. The execution through that is real imperative. So, trying to understand the areas of the game where you need to make key plays, where the execution has to be really high. That can lead to some more room, some more space, and getting to kind of your game and putting them under pressure, which obviously they do really, really well. And if you can execute, play through that, and play physical on your own, winning a lot of puck battles and earning time and space with winning races, and battles, or you can just put yourself in good position. That can set you up. So obviously easier said than done, but it's what's required at this time of year, getting to the second round and obviously playing a team like Florida.
As an opponent, have you got used to seeing Marchand in different colors yet? Or?
Yeah, I guess more and more. It certainly was different the first time around, but you're at this point of the year now. You're playing great teams, great players, and just trying to do everything you can to be ready to play and meet the challenge. Whoever's there, you just want to be at your best.
What makes Auston good at the dot? I think he might be leading the playoffs in face-off percentage.
Yeah, I mean, he's got tremendous hands and timing with the puck all over the ice. So not surprising that he brings that to the dot, along with his size and his leverage that he can create. So, very intelligent player. It's a chess match in there sometimes, and being able to read your opponent and get a feel for things and get a sense of your timing and obviously how to be effective and win draws is really important. And he's shown tremendous, I think, I don't know if growth's the right word, but he just keeps getting better and better, and that part of his game just becoming really well-rounded.
John, Craig uses the word business-like a lot to describe the group. Does that composure come from having been through some of these things and the scars that come with it, or where do you see the roots in that?
Yeah, I think experience definitely helps. You understand there's a long way to go. It was a good first step, but we've been wanting to do something great, really special, and trying to meet the challenge and get the results you want hasn't always been there for us. And we've been pushing each other as a group, continuing to stay with it, and it's needed even more now as you get further along. So. For sure, the experience. I think he's done a tremendous job of keeping the group composed and focused, and we understand there's a long way to go.
Pretty big Game 6 for William in that last series against Ottawa. What stands out about the way he plays during the postseason?
Yeah, I mean, I've always said I think he's one of the ultimate game breakers in our league. Tremendous talent and ability to find the opportunities in the areas to create the chances that he does, and then obviously the confidence and belief he has at any moment to execute and make a play, score a goal. It's pretty remarkable. So heck of a game by him the other night.
John, Scott has the big shot block. Obviously took him a little while to settle in, but as a local guy, the pushes and pulls of playing at home. How have you felt about his game? What have you seen from him as he sort of navigated this?
Yeah, I think he's too good of a player for things, for his game not to settle in and come around. So, the more he's around the team, the longer you are somewhere, the better feel you get for things, the comfort level sets in, and your role and identity within the team comes to fruition. And he's an unbelievable guy. He's already become a big fabric of the room, and the way he brings energy, laughter, competitiveness, and the spirit has been great. So, and that just goes to show the commitment that he's willing to make in so many different areas. And that's needed and doesn't always go talked about, but goes a long way into winning and helping contribute to seal a series.
How have you seen Max Pacioretty deal with everything he went through this season? Not an easy season. He was scratched a couple of times.
Yeah, I think he's very grateful to be continuing to play, having the opportunity to do what he loves to do. Been through a lot physically with injuries and understanding the challenge of coming back from that, and he's talked a lot about just being deconditioned and finding his game again and the level that he expects to be at and the work that it's taken to get there. So he's worked extremely hard. I think he's really enjoyed playing here, playing with this group. I know loves working with the staff on doing everything he can to get better and improving his game and being effective. So testament to him on the perseverance and staying with it. I'm sure difficult at times over the last few years for him and throughout parts of this season, but he's played great and obviously scored a big goal, a huge goal for us the other night to help seal the series.
Mitch, missing practice for the best possible reason. What was your...
Yeah, congrats to him and his family. It's awesome. Happy for him. Glad everything's good.
Were you kind of waiting for it, hoping it would come at the right time in the playoffs?
Yeah, well, we knew, and as a dad, you're always a little bit on edge and thinking about things. So it all worked out, which is great, and very happy for him. And we'll see Mitch tomorrow.
Yeah, John was saying that sometimes maybe it gives you more perspective. Like in your experience, a guy has a baby in the middle of the most important part of the season. Like, what sort of impact could that have?
Well, obviously he's in a good mood. He's probably flying high right now. I remember I had my first child, and it's a different feeling for sure. And it's one of the best feelings you'll ever have, in my opinion. And I'm sure he's very excited, and he'll be excited tomorrow. He needs to get a little skate in the morning, and it'll be a lot of good positive things on his mind, which is good.
It'll be a big challenge for him and Auston, like Barkov, Reinhart, that line. What do you see as the biggest challenge against those guys?
Well, they're very good 200-foot players, and they have offensive abilities. Obviously, Reinhart can score. Barkov does a little bit of everything, right? It's always a challenge playing against great players like that. You gotta. They got to do a good job checking, and as a group, though, as a team, we do, and you got to fight for your space out there. There's not going to be any easy ice, and we know that, and that's all their players, that's the team. So we got to fight for ice, we got to fight for space out there all the time, every shift, and we know that. So we've been talking about that quite a bit.
At home, can you get Barkov or Forsling away from the Matthews line?
There's chances, yeah, but in saying that, they got the Lundell line coming. They got a nice piece there. He's a very good checker. Very good line. So there's always times you can get people away from their so-called shutdown people, but at the same time, they're going to have to play against them. They're going to have to, you got to just keep grinding and work your way through it and wait for your opportunities and stay patient.
Craig, you talked about your business-like approach. How have you seen this group grow on the mental side of the game since you've come in, and just
Yeah, I think dealing with the ups and downs during a game and things not going well during a game, there's not a lot of emotion involved in it. It's just like, okay, we're good, we're going to keep working. And I think our leaders have done a great job of handling that. I hear them on the bench talking, and, not just Matthews and Marner, and it's, a lot of guys. Tanev, McCabe, these guys. Just stick with it, being patient and not letting your emotion get too involved in everything. And yes, you need emotion to play this game, but it has to be directed in the right way.
But a lot of that comes from you, right? You guys used to at Ottawa, you more or less shrug it off publicly, and these guys did as well.
Well, we talked about composure before the series, and composure is not just the in-game composure. That's very important, but it's the outside composure too that you need when there is losses and there is noise, there's outside noise, and there's going to be. That's part of it all. And it's just be able to, you got to let it slide off your back and get ready. Just focus on the next game, next shift. So that'll be important in this series because, like I said, there's not going to be a lot of room out there, and there's going to be a lot of times where there's just not a lot going on the way you want, and you just got to keep battling and stay patient with it.
That composure, was that exemplified by the fact that you lose momentum when Ottawa scores in the last game, and then 101 seconds later, you guys take the lead again.
Yeah, I was really good on a bench. I thought that happened, and I can just hear the guys talk and the things they said, which was very good. I didn't have to say anything, and I thought that we went right back to playing our game, and we ended up obviously scoring the goal that counted and mattered.
That goal for Pacioretty is when he's with Domi. Why did you decide to go back to him with Tavares?
I thought in the third period, I wanted a little bit more speed on that line at that time. There was, the Stützle matchup, and he was moving, Stützle, and he was coming with a lot of speed, so I wanted a little more speed on that line, and that's why I made that switch later on in the third.
John told us.
Sorry, how much does composure matter when you're playing a mean hockey team?
Are they mean?
Did you watch the Yeah. Compared to most teams, they play a meaner game than most teams play, or a harder game.
They play a hard game. I agree. They're, they forecheck hard and they're physical and they're in your face the whole game. I don't necessarily think it's mean. I mean, that's just their game. I think our guys, we're a physical team too. And, we got to go out and be physical ourselves. We got to initiate as much as possible. And you're going to get banged around, and they're going to come, and they're going to hit, and they're going to do all, that's just part of it. And I thought, Ottawa did the same thing to us. They were physical, they were honest, they were hitting, and I thought we handled it well.
John told us that he thinks William is an ultimate game breaker in this league. What have you learned about the way he plays when the postseason rolls around?
Nothing bothers him. He just goes out and plays. It may not be on that shift for him or the next shift for him or even the one after that, but at some point, I think he understands that he's going to get an opportunity, and when he does, he makes teams pay. He's talk about composure. He's pretty composed, maybe sometimes too much.
The matchup of the third lines, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
Their third line looks to be, if you want to have a perfect third line, that's as close as you can put together.
Great.
It's been a work in progress most of the year.
Yeah.
How do you see that playing out?
I think the Lawton line has done a great job of jumping in that hole a lot of times and playing in that sort of a role. I thought in the Ottawa series I used them a lot as that type of line, whether I got him out there against Stützle or I got him out there against the Cousins line, and I think they've done a great job of that. So, we're going to need that line to do the same thing this series for sure.